Realistically, we can hunt both sides of this creek. No problem.
No problem. Yeah.
It would just be if there was one high on that side, getting to him.
Could bushwhack, but
yeah.
You know what? It doesn't take much to cover country around here. It always surprises me. We start walking and we're there in like, I don't know, a couple minutes.
Yeah.
The higher we get, the more I like this view. I mean, look at that. Especially because it's so thick. Now we can actually see down into this stuff.
Yep.
If we get up here, I think we're gonna have a good view of if there is a bear in this basin. It won't be able to sneak by us. There's a lot of berries on this slope too. Wouldn't be surprised if we found them right here, do you think?
Right on the top here.
Yeah. I don't know. We've been up here about 30 minutes, maybe?
Yeah, roughly.
Rain's coming and going. We have a nice bird's eye view, though. This whole valley below us, but we're seeing a lot of animals. Just no bears.
A lot of caribou, some moose.
How many caribou? Probably 3 different groups?
Three different groups of at least 6 to 7 in each group.
And there's a bull over there that's pretty stout.
Yeah, there was gonna have a nice set of antlers this fall.
And then down here, there's a nice bull moose down here too. Oh man, dude, it just seems like it's very, we're gonna see a grizz right here. We should. There's no reason not to.
It's pretty primo. I mean, the mountains are steep, but the valley's pretty flat all the way back. And I almost wonder how flat it gets going around that corner.
It also seems like everything's within shooting range into the valley from here.
From here.
Like, you don't have to go into the valley. If it's on the other side, yeah, for sure. But if something comes down middle of the valley, it's in range.
Yeah. And we could even work up and around right there to get a little closer too.
Yep. Man, not even a black bear though.
No.
Nothing.
They're all hunkered down with this weather.
Yeah, this little...
Still early too for bears.
This little shelter's proven to be pretty handy.
Yeah. Gonna make me spend some more money and get one.
The stove jack is right over here, so, you know, it's pretty killer setup. It'd be toasty in here. You don't have to have a big stove at all.
No, you can run that. The little U-turn you got would be more than sufficient for it.
It'd roast you out of here probably. Probably need a little smaller one than that. But just, I like how you can open this and then get a good view. You know,
still be protected.
Still be in this, yeah. Because I need visibility, man.
Yep.
From the glass out of it. The teepees worked well for that too. You can open up both doors. Man, you can really feel that cold Arctic wind. Like, it'll just be normal, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, it's just some cold ass wind just comes for like just a minute, and then it's warm wind again. It's just a mix of everything.
And we got sleet falling on us right now.
Yeah, a little hail and sleet. Yep. Well, this is bear hunting. We only need one.
Just need one.
Well, the Arctic winds decided they wanted to kick up. So, I don't know. Silex is holding up just fine. It's ripping hard. Climb on in, Chris. It's not too bad. It's actually a lot more spacious in here than you would think. But anyway, it's 2:30. No grizz yet. Seeing so many caribou and moose. but most of the animals are all hunkered down out there. Anyway, we'll let you know if the silex blows away or not. Holy crap! Woo! Yeah! We might need to pop smoke. I think we better pack up and roll out before we get going off the mountain. I saw a moose just walk right through that. See those lakes?
Mm-hmm.
The little ponds. The next opening beyond that.
Yeah.
I just saw a moose just walked right through all that. Well, this is day 3. The first day we flew in and we just camped and it just snowed and dumped rain on us. Yesterday, we got a black bear. A nice black bear. Real pretty, tall, no fat at all on his body, like 0. Just 0. But he had a big old head on him and a really nice coat. Super tall. He had swagger. No doubt, after the summer he puts on all that weight, no doubt he's a pretty stout bear. But he was just skin and bones. No belly, no fat at all on his hind end. Just, he was lean. So, tough country to make a living in. I love this country. I love this hunt. It's super cool. We've seen a lot of fox, a lot of moose. Up that mud flat where it comes around the back of this mountain, there's a couple of real nice, pretty color phase, like blonde grizzlies back there that some dudes saw a year ago, about this time. So, but they're probably everywhere. I mean, it doesn't take much for a grizz to be from there to here. I mean, they cover ground like crazy. But anyway, we just got the old silex here, and it's been great. I normally bring my Z-Packs tarp, but this pitch is so quick, and as you can see, we can set it up so that you can like glass right out the front of it, and then if you want to, you can raise the back door too, the same as the front, and you can look out the back, and it seals to the ground real tight, and you can toss all your gear in there. Like when we went for our black bear, we just pitched this thing in a minute or two, threw all of our gear under it, and then took off. That way, when we come back, it's all dry. Anyway, decisions. We'll keep you posted. We have a bit of a game plan today to go 10 miles further into this river drainage. We know there's some bears back there, at least we've been told. So we're kind of thinking it's time to move back in there and see. We've spent a few days here checking it out. We feel pretty good that there's no bears we're leaving behind. We're seeing the same moose, same caribou, same critters out in the meadows in the same spots each day, but still no bears. So if there was a bear over there in those basins roaming around, I'm confident we'd have picked it up by now and seen it. So we've got about a 10-mile day in front of us, we're thinking, which isn't too bad. We'll probably stop halfway there. We'll have to check out a bunch of new country. gonna cross this basin and basically skirt the edge of this mountain right here and drop into the next drainage and go up it. When we were up on top, we could pretty much glass all the way to the back and up and down this whole basin. Not quite this side, but when we get over there, we'll be able to glass back. But we mostly saw a lot of this drainage, and it didn't look like we should spend much time in there. So we're gonna hit the next one, which is ginormous. Well, Chris, this is where the fun begins.
Oh yeah. Some bushwhacking. Find some brown bears.
Take this moose trail?
Yeah, just take it right down and we'll go at an angle.
Okay.
Fun times.
Let the games begin.
It ain't hunting if you ain't bushwhacking.
That's right. Yep. Now we just have to deal with
swamp and probably way more mosquitoes down here. Got a nice brown bear track. That's a good sized bear. Yeah, it's good. First time we've seen other than some older scat back on the mountain, so headed in the right direction.
That's the first track we've seen for a long ways, but that's what we're looking for. Heck man, that's a big track. That's a good inland grizz. Yeah, let's go find him. Yeah, that's bear. That isn't
Bear all day.
yeah, moose hair is coarse
Moose
and
hair
kind
is
of
coarse and thicker.
hollow. Yeah, that is bear fur hanging off this post. Look, it's all over the bottom. Bear fur. We've seen them like get up on there and make these rounds, cruising through every few days, and they hit these posts and rub out. So those tracks are just coming down this trail. They're right in front of here. They're huge. They can't be more than, they're less than a week old.
Yeah, they're not that old. Because all this rain we've had, it would easily dull them out and wash them away, but they're still pretty crisp tracks, so.
There is definitely a big bear somewhere in here. I mean, that post has hair on it.
And that's easy.
It's not a moose. This is a bear rubbing post.
I'm 5'7", this is from the ground up. So it's 5 foot, easily 5 foot above the ground. He's scratching his back, marking his territory, leaving his scent around here. let the other bears know this is his area. Stay the heck out.
This is the first sign we've seen in quite a while.
A good sign. I mean, this is the whole, as soon as we hit that footprint, the whole way down this trail.
But if a bear was cruising down this trail, you're not going to see him where we were glassing. He's got to come out in these open spots.
Too thick.
But it's not super fresh, but less than a week old probably.
A big ass bear, that's all I know. Like my hand's like 8.5-ish, a little more wide, and that print is every bit as wide as that. I mean, it's huge.
That's a good bear. Let's go find him.
We've seen a ton of bear sign. We've traveled about 3 miles, 3.5.
3.5, yeah.
And we're heading into this new basin, but of course it is a trail, so you're gonna have it's gonna be a bit of a trap, you know. You're gonna catch a lot of tracks in through here, but they're here. I mean, this is pretty fresh tracks.
Yeah. We've been seeing tracks the whole way down.
And they're going back and forth and
multiple different sizes, so there's a lot of
a lot of different grizz, and they seem to all be grizz tracks. I didn't really see any browns, or I mean black bears, but we'll see. Anyway, let's do this.
Well, I just glassed up on the top of this face, and I'm pretty sure it's a sow and 2 cubs way up there. So we'll get the long lens on it and see. But that means there might be a big boy down here. She wants to keep them away.
Pretty color.
Very pretty color. She's really like a gray blonde color.
That was a really good spot because you can see him silhouetted against the snow, but still. But it's the rut, dude. If she's up there, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a boar cruising up there too. But that is at the top of the mountain. The top. Well, finally. Nice spot, Brad. Because they're on the moon. That's where I expect to see the sow and the cubs. They stay away from these boars, you know. But we've seen our first grizzly right in front of us here. It's way up there. But it is the rut. You would expect to see, you know, a boar pushing her around. But although she does have cubs, so she's not going to put up with much. She's got 2 cubs, is that what I'm seeing? Look at them just running around chasing her. Dude, aren't they big? Aren't they big? Holy cow. I'm wondering if we'd see a sow and cub sometime. This happens though, you know, like we see grizz at the top all the time. Big one, males, females. This time of year we see them at the bottom. Like grizz they run the gamut, but I do think they like wherever the sow goes with her cubs though. Tends to be where the boars aren't hanging out. Man, they cruise, don't they? They just don't sit still.
No.
They just motor. Dude, it's so cool. Love it. Love it. Wish we were closer though. That's gotta be 2 miles?
Oh, easy.
3? 2.5? 2 or 3? Straight line distance, I bet that's 2.5 miles. Right in that ballpark. So cool. We were seeing more grizz sign and finally some grizz than we did way over there. Didn't see any at all. She is a gorgeous color, isn't she?
Yep. Nice blonde on top, chocolate brown on the bottom. Got a good looking bear up there, sow and cubs. They're up there playing, running around chasing mama. Oh, there she goes. Yep, she just dipped over. Some good looking healthy cubs too. She's got twins. Always, yeah, they're just motoring up that mountain like it's nothing. Look at them. Unreal. We'll be sucking climbing up that. It's nice and steep. They are way up on top too. Just keeping them up there, keeping them away from the boar. Don't want those older boars, will kill the cubs so the sow comes back into heat. So she's up there keeping them safe, where she knows she can see everything coming up at them. So hopefully we find the boar, big boar.
Well, we're over here on this beaver pond. There's like it's like a 200-foot dam. No, more than that, like 1,000, because it wraps up and then comes all the way around, makes into a giant beaver dam. Huge. It's crazy. Man, what a cool place. Just the scenery. This is just freaking amazing. I love it. That sow and cub grizz we saw up in that pass up there at the very top. Crazy. We just gotta find ourselves a big boar now. Or an old crusty dried up sow. But so much bear, crazy tracks everywhere. Pretty cool. So check this out. There's these old tracks where these bears, they step in the same exact spot over and over again. They call it stomp walking. So you got these steps that they take, where they take the same exact step over and over again. All the way right here. And this tree is all one of those rubs with bear hair on it. And it's crazy because it stomp walks right here, boom. It's crazy how they just use the same hold and wear it down over time, because this is some hard ground. This is not soft.
From toe to toe?
Yeah.
That's over 5.5 feet.
I want that bear, Chris. Let's find him.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
I know in the lower 48 we find some giants, and you'd think in Alaska, and they're inland, you know, they're not eating fish or anything. They're out there just getting by on elk and deer, just like these moose and caribou. So the occasional beaver and ground squirrel.
Yeah, when they get lucky.
Well, we hiked about 11-12 miles today. Got back deep into where all these headwaters and glaciers melt off and combine. We've got a glacier over here and a glacier over here melting, and the snow-capped mountains melting, and they come down, and we're right where these two things melt and split, and one track goes down here and the other one goes the other way. Anyway, there's this whole creek bottom is just covered in sign. So I mean, it's crazy. Like, as we went down this river bottom, it just was everywhere. We're not sure what to do, like where to move to, how to hunt. We're gonna sleep here tonight. We got this Red Cliff all rocked in and windproof, and we found that the river was probably the best place to camp for tonight, just in the sand. So we just pounded those stakes in and rocked it in. So we got a little wood for a fire. We'll cozy up, get some sleep, and then I think we're just gonna glass 360 tomorrow in the morning and throughout the afternoon, and then we'll decide what to do. Hopefully we get eyes on a big grizzly somewhere in here, but if we don't, we'll have to decide whether to stay here for a day or two or push back out. You know, this isn't the most killable, huntable spot. Like, even if you see a bear, doesn't mean you'll be able to get on it, because there's a mile of willows and thick crap before you get to the base of any hill. And the way these bears move, they don't tend to hold still and just feed in one spot or spend the day in one spot. They motor just up and down and over the tops. We got bear tracks going up through the snow and over this pass. And they're big tracks everywhere. So, I don't know. We're bound to run into a big grizz some point here in the next 5 days, but you have a little anxiety, a little frustration that we're not seeing more bears on their feet. But maybe tomorrow we will see.
Bald butte, so lofty and so high. Carry me to Bald Butte, where the plains wrap round the sky. You can dig a hole on Bald Butte, will I die? Bald Butte, so lofty and so high. Carry me to Bald Butte, where the plains wrap round the sky. You can dig a hole on Bald Butte, will I die?
This country is just, you know, it's been my experience whenever I've hunted up north that you don't see a lot of game. That, you know, you see a lot of sign, it seems, but it's not like there's just animals everywhere like you would expect. Kind of did our due diligence searching and figuring out where the sign is and what the bears seem to be doing just based on tracks and activity. Now it seems like the right thing to do is just to post up for a few days and wait for a bear to pop out. So now it's just a waiting game, I think. Just gonna get down here and post up. Cooking up a little ramen right now. I got those Lotus rice noodles and the Lona Life beef bone broth. I actually am trying to finish this whole container before I get home. So for the 10 days, I'm about halfway. I actually really love this stuff. Got a little salt and stuff in it. It's pretty good. And I'm having a little morning ignite for breakfast. A little pick me up. Well, we've got everything packed up. Got camp all loaded. We're making our way along the bank here, hoping we see a bear down the river or up on the face of this range right here. We're hoping there's some good bear activity up there. There's so many tracks, so much sign. There's got to be something. Got to be.
We got a new set of, fairly fresh set of bear tracks. They're not that old, like I would say a day, maybe. Looks like to be a bear by itself, so hopefully it's a big boar. And we get into this lower country here again and run into him. We'll keep our eyes on the hill. I mean, there's just so much country that a lot of sign, but no bear yet, other than that sow and cubs. It's kind of grueling because we got high hopes, but you can't get your hopes up too high. I mean, we're on day 5, I believe, and there's a lot of country. There's a lot of bear sign, but again, just so much country that we can't see, and kind of down in these pockets and stuff, they could be anywhere, and it just, all it takes is one time, and hopefully we can get it done and we're ready. But a lot of country and a lot of deep pockets.
Well, I know it doesn't look like it, but it's 10 o'clock at night. It's been a long day. How far did we go? 9 miles?
It was 9, yeah.
9 miles. We got up this morning, we moved up that drainage, that river drainage, and spent some time glassing, but we didn't see any bears. We're about 2 miles from where we want to be. But it's been kind of slow, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, started out strong.
Lots of caribou.
Yeah.
Started out real strong.
Yep, still got my black bear hanging in the tree out there, and
Hopefully.
yeah, we have to go back and take a peek, make sure it's still there. But we did come across some more beaver ponds. Saw a lot of beaver action. A lot of
Some swans.
yeah, I got dive bombed by a seagull that had it out for me. That was pretty crazy, and he just kept coming at me, screaming, and I was like jumping in the air at it, and it was like 2 feet from my face a couple of times. I'm like, this thing's determined. Had beaver and ducks all swimming over to me and looking at me like they'd never seen a human before. What were those trumpeter swans? It's pretty cool watching those. Those are giant birds. I mean, what's the wingspan on those things?
Oh, it's gotta be like 6, 7. It's huge.
They look ridiculous, but that was pretty cool to see. We got this, what is that, thermocell?
Yeah, it's mosquito free in here right now.
It runs off of your stove gas. Works pretty good. So
Yeah. It's like, they have the thermocell,
in your mat.
but it runs on a butane thing, and it only lasts so many hours and it runs out. But that gas stove says it will basically last forever, and no mosquitoes, because we were getting just swarmed out there. But throw that thing on, and inside the red cliff, no mosquitoes. It's pretty cool. Well, we had a good night's rest. Got up a couple hours ago and got everything packed and loaded. We're gonna head up to our overlook and see if we can't spot us a nice big grizzly bear. I got wet up high, but my feet are dry and my pants, I bet if I pull these gaiters off, my pants are dry, mostly. The trick with crossing water that deep in your gaiters is to do it as fast as you can. I don't remember that being on the ground right there.
No.
Crazy. Gosh, dang. It's kind of got a reddish, two-tone, blonde color to it.
Yeah, got a little bit of brown. This is all chocolatey. Unless
Look
it's a
at
different
that.
bear. It's possible it's 2 different bears too.
You can see the different tones in there.
Yeah. And that stuff right there is dark chocolate.
We came through here,
3 days ago.
yeah, not yesterday, but the day before. And there's all these posts, like down this whole trail where the Grizz has marked the rubbing posts. This one's major. There's fresh hair all up and down this post. So that means 2 days, somewhere between the last 2 days, a big old Grizz came in here and marked the post. We all walked up to this tree and we're like, there's a lot of hair on this. There's a lot of hair there, a lot of hair here. I don't remember that much hair. And then there's a big tuft of hair laying at the base of it. I'm like, That hair was not there. It was not there. It's all new hair. So,
he's here.
right up there where we were at, you can see down into this. Like if bears come from the valley below, where all the moose are dropping calves, and they swing up here, they're gonna be right under us. And you can, it's like a kill box right there.
Yep.
I mean, he could have been here this morning.
Yeah.
Let's rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Check that out. Look at that back foot. Thing's huge. It's a big bear. There's a bunch of pads going down. Crazy. Well, we haven't been turning the camera on much because, well, we can't find a bear. And we just keep hiking from one place to the next. And basically this is just one big hike. But tonight, everything changed. Everything changed, right guys?
It did.
What happened, Chris?
We saw a bear, maybe two, possibly. So,
And
and we're gonna go kill him, hopefully. Big old brownie. Big brownie.
yeah,
Saw him moving through the timberline.
crazy. So we've been kind of back and forth exploring all different elevations. You know, you guys have seen it. We went way up on top of the mountains. You know, we're just trying to figure out where these big bears are at. We hit the low country tonight and we're like, we're just gonna sit here. We know for sure we saw one big grizz. Yellow, blonde,
Yeah, just beacon
Just-
right through the green. Yeah.
green, yellow on green, just walking. And just like bears do, it was making no effort to hide. We scrambled to get the video on it, but didn't get it in time before it hit the timber and disappeared. But at least we see him, and you know, it's down low. That's where we saw him, and I think that's where we saw the most sign too.
Yeah, it was all down low. Once we got below these mountains.
Yep. So
So we're going to go over the pass to check the other side.
what we're gonna do is keep an eye on this flat and see if we can't figure out how to get one of these big brown bears down at the bottom here, because they ain't in the mountains. I think they're done. I don't know. It's tough. That flat is so hard to hunt, but there are a couple of spots that seem like they give you a 300 to 400 yard shot. Maybe that's our plan. So there's a pinch point right here along the lake and in the hillsides here where we saw that grizz kind of cruise through it real quick. And if another bear makes that same circuit or comes through that little pinch, it's about 700 yards across, which is too far for me to shoot. But if that bear comes halfway through it, could be in range. We're gonna drop a little bit, but we're gonna stay where we can glass the flat and see if we can't pick up more bears down there. But hey, at least we saw a bear. He's big, really big, really big. It's pretty cool. Well, we got our setup going right here. I'm about 350 to 400 yards to that bank there. If the bear comes down in here, he's like 300. I got a really nice rest on this rock right here. It feels really solid. And you can see we're on this big slope here, and it drops off pretty sharp. And then there's a big giant lake over here. So you got the big lake and you got this little lake right here. And the bear either has to walk on the other side of the little pond here, the beaver pond, between the big lake and the pond, or he's got to come between the pond and us. But either way, they're right in that rifle range. The wind is blowing uphill all day, so they're not going to smell us. What's ironic is I am basically 100 yards from where I shot that black bear. That carcass is gone. I mean, all that's left is some bone. There's a fox and some birds hanging around it here and there, but it's done for. I mean, whatever got to it ate it quick. Honestly, I think if we're just patient, we're going to get a grizz passing through here again. It's the rut, and the boars are rounding up the sows and looking for them in heat. And then there's a lot of moose down here, I think, giving birth, and they're looking for an easy meal. So there's some trumpeter swans down there in the beaver pond. Just came landed. They look like a friggin' airplane coming in for a landing. They're so big. But it is just a matter of time before another bear comes out here. That's what we're looking for. Big boar. That big blonde boar that we saw yesterday. That thing is huge. Huge. On that trail over there, a lot of those posts have both chocolate and blonde hairs on them. It makes me think there's a couple of different big boars marking those posts, those scent posts on those trails. Keep you posted. I'll turn this camera back on in a couple hours, and hopefully we turn it back on because there's a giant bear coming. We'll see.
There it is. All right. Let's go. You need to talk. it's going back the other way. Where it wants to go. Oh, I just tried to catch that bird. Just found a bird's nest. I think it starts moving more. He's still on that flat, but he came this way and he turned around and went back. Yeah, I can see him. Now he's busting out of there. Yeah. It'd be one thing if he seemed like he was gonna stick around over there. Yeah. I don't know. He went down in that brush. You can't see him now. Did he lay down? No, he went down through those trees. No. He just was walking along these trees just below the ridge. Oh, there he is. There he is. He's to the left more. I think he's going down the trail too.
Brad, it's been 10 hours?
A lot of hours of glassing.
Going on 12.
12 hours. We've seen some good movement right here. It's an interception game. Like, you got to intercept them on their way as they just cruise through. This can be a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, just a matter of a minute, that chocolate bear went from here to there to disappeared. Like, just
Yeah.
gone.
I mean, literally, it was 5 minutes. This is tough.
It's just a matter of whether or not we can get to where they are at the time.
I don't know how we could. Now we have a plan. Like, I've done a little reconnaissance. I know where the trail is. I know how we can dive off, get on position for a good opportunity. But this morning, we'd have blundered our way there. We might have been there in time. It'd have been close.
Yeah.
But that's the update.
Well, Chris Tobias, how are things going today?
You know, it'd be better if there was a mating pair in front of us. Like,
Eric and my man.
Yeah, that'd be
Nice.
but at least you can't complain. I
No.
can't.
Look where we're at.
Yeah.
Look at the country. And it's not raining.
Exactly.
And it's not snowing.
Yeah.
And it's not super windy.
It's not super windy. Which might mean the mosquitoes will come out though, but we'll see.
It's
I heard
awful.
a couple
It's a
buzzing
little
around.
chilly though. Depends how hot. It's only supposed to get to 45.
That's not too bad.
Should be nice.
Should be.
I thought you were gonna have one tied up for me.
We did. He must have got loose.
Isn't that what guides and outfitters do?
Yeah.
You just get them all tied
Chain
up
'em
and
up
you just
and then-
walk out and you do it. You're not very good at your job.
I know.
You're probably not supposed to do this. Probably some rule about it being dangerous, or I got it looped around. Yeah, I'll just lower it to you right there. Well, hell smells good. It's been nice and cool. Hair's not slipping. Dude, that is ice cold inside.
Is it?
Yeah, I feel that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that air in that shade just keeps it nice and cool.
It's bone chilling cold. The whole thing's cold. Doesn't seem to be a hot spot anywhere on it. That meat is great. Nice and clean. All right. Got them all loaded up. We're gonna hit this trail and keep our eyes peeled for a grizzly. Anytime now. We're just gonna see when you're gonna look up there, just like you did with that black bear, only it's gonna be a grizz next time.
Big one.
Big grizzly.
Mr. $10 man, let me tell where you're bound. Well, the Snake Mountain Blues got me down low like you die. In the morning, ain't no one would know.
That is tender.
That is tender. That's super tender.
I'm kind of surprised.
Throw over the top of the fire. That's good.
That's good, huh?
It's definitely, it's nice to be out here and be disconnected.
Well, my daddy, Lord, he rides on a long, homely train. The first wind's a winter, I see him again. And it's farewell to this yellow-headed misery I've known. Snake Mountain's calling me home. Well, the Snake Mountain Blues got me down low and I could die. And in the morning, ain't no one would know.
Hey folks, I hope you guys enjoyed that gritty film. This YouTube channel is exclusively hunt films. There's no other content published here, so if you like this video and you want to see more like it, make sure you subscribe to this channel if you have not already, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss a gritty film production. And if you want to see more behind the scenes gear discussions and other podcast content, check out our other YouTube channel, Gritty Gear and Podcast. And for gritty discounts, events, and merch, check out our website at briancall.com.